Hey, Sean here again. This will be my guide slash commentary to Mythic Remnant of Ner'Zhul. And this fight, again, there's a little bit of tiny variation as far as the builds you can run here. Don't run Earthquake Legendary, don't run Skybreakers, both of them are pointless on this fight. I would definitely say the best thing to run is the Windspeaker's Lego, just to talk about those really quickly. But the Seeds build is also very viable on this because the most important thing on this fight is getting the orbs out as soon as possible, and that build's pretty good at doing that, and you'll still do pretty good single target damage. You won't do as much as the Lava Burst Lego, but you'll still do good ones. And if your guild does happen to break the really nasty set of orbs in the last phase, you'll have your Storm Alley up for those, and you'll pretty much shred them. So that can help if your strategy isn't just to like full Zerg the boss. If you are full Zerging the boss, then I definitely recommend just playing Windspeakers on this. The talents you're going to run are pretty standard, of course. If you're running the Windspeakers, you're going to run Echoes, Elemental Blast, Moat, Windrush, Ice Fury. If you're running Seeds, then of course you're going to go Earth and Rage, Aftershock, Storm Alley, Primal. So those are the talents that you would run. And again, I recommend playing on this fight. The Windspeakers build, I think, just the best in general. It's also just a little bit easier to play on this fight, I would say. Just a lot more mobility, casting and stuff. The Seeds build is like very static as far as you would play. And if you are running the Windspeakers build, you're going to run Karain on this fight. If you're running the other build, then of course you're going to run Dreamweaver, which is again a little bit harder to play on this fight since there's so much movement. And this fight really is all about like making sure you keep Lava Shock, or Flame Shock rather, up on as many targets as possible. So kind of go in with that mindset. But yeah, those are what you should kind of look to take into this fight. Okay, so we'll be looking at just a recent rekill of Remnant in my guild. So just one thing to note, we do Lust on Pulse, so our timings are probably going to be way different than yours if you're like progging on it, or if your guild doesn't have as much DPS, or if they just don't Lust on Pull like we do. So pretty standard, not going to hold anything on the pulp, just blow everything. And just kind of look to, as soon as the first orb spawns, just be ready to immediately switch to it and dot it. That way you can hopefully get the third orb dotted as well. And you just want to kind of cheat if you know ahead of time where the, the bombs are going, then I would look to be like, just kind of cheat towards those places. That way that you have to do as little movement as possible, like in between your globals and everything, just stutter step. But beyond that, in general, if you do get the bomb, you should not be the one going far. The weak aura or your leader should be like saying that you'll be close. If you do have to go far and you're playing Night Fade, then you can soul shape it, the knockback, but it's a very tight window and you will blink in place because you're gonna have to be facing the outside. Face the inside, there's a chance like you might blink before the dispel goes off, and obviously that's gonna wipe the whole raid. So you need to be facing outwards when you blink, and you're gonna definitely need to pop at a huge personals, like you're gonna need the Earth Valley and Astral Shift, because you're gonna blink in place inside of the goop that's left after the bombs, and that will like nearly instantly kill you if you're in that for more than like 1 second, just because of the ticking damage and just being low from the knockback. Besides that, it's just single target burn. You're going to want to manage your movement very well here because obviously there is a ton of movement, which that's why making sure you dot the orbs like as soon as possible for not only the Karain buff, but also the just a bunch of extra instant cast procs that you get is very helpful for making sure you can move. If the boss is ever stacked with like more than one orb, if it's like in the middle of two, then definitely Earthquake instead of Earthshock. I don't recommend generally doing chain lightnings with your Stormkeeper on this fight, just because it's kind of inconsistent. If you trust your tanks, I would say go for it. Otherwise, it's just way better to do Love Lightning Bolts, Stormkeepers here. But yeah, like you can see here, that felt that it was close enough that it could get away, and I had Chaos Bane, so it was definitely a good idea to do the chain lightning Stormkeeper there, but it's very, very variable. You just have to kind of learn and get the feel for the hitboxes on this, because sometimes it can look like it'll actually do it, but it won't. And get used to kind of what I call ghost stepping, which is where you go in Void Wolf, or not Void Wolf, sorry, but Ghost Wolf, to make like small movements on this fight. So you have to do that a lot with the swirlies. So like that's probably another big tip I can give. It's a very annoying fight to play as Ellie, but it's also very manageable compared to, I'd say, most other casters because of just how much we can cast spells on the move. So we don't have to cancel cast as much as like maybe an Arcane Mage would on this fight. But yeah, the only other thing I could say is it's very scary in the last phase living because Astral Shift is good at mitigating like really big hits, not like super small hits. And you can see that I got the far one here, so I was pretty much dead here. There was no way in hell I was going to live even if I did the soul shape thing. I tried just for the fuck of it, and then you'll see me get yeeted off because I in-card too quick. So don't do that. If you do get knocked off, don't like instantly re-in-card, just like wait, make sure there's no knockbacks or anything going on. And yeah, that's just pretty much how you play the fight. Pretty annoying fight to play through, but also fun in a way. If you're Necro, then obviously you want to like focus on dotting even more, but also be kind of like aware of the timings of the shattering of the orbs. That way you get the lava surge on the orbs when they're actually vulnerable. So just remember to think about that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for Remnant. Honestly, not too bad of a fight to play. Sorry I couldn't give any advice for the Seeds build. Again, I haven't played it. I probably will do some guides on how to play it once I like actually start doing it. I've only done keys, so it'll be fun to actually play it in raid. It kind of cropped up when my computer was gone, so I didn't even really know about it because I just wasn't even really looking at WoW. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Peace.